It's time.
It's time.
And now, it's time for Herman and Sharron.
I love you. Thank you for joining us, all you good-looking people.
That's right. We're always happy to have you with us.
And we appreciate you tuning in because you have so many choices. You did not have to stop here.
No.
But you will be glad you did when you hear what she has to say to you today.
Are you pointing to me?
Yes, yes. Right.
Okay, Mary Frances Foley is with us. She's founder and president of Wellspring Living, an organization fighting childhood sexual abuse and exploitation since 2001.
Wow.
Mary Frances has served on the Georgia Governor's Commission on Domestic Violence and has been called on by the Homeland Security Blue Campaign to share her expertise, and we're going to learn about her expertise today.
I just figured out why she is so poised and so elegant looking. Yeah. She's used to being around governors.
That's right.
And now she comes here.
She's just here with us.
And this is like being in somebody's backyard.
Okay, well, let's go.
Let's meet her.
Into our backyard.
I'd shake hands, but I have a little cold.
Oh, that's okay.
Don't want to
that's good.
Pass my wealth on. Good to have. Boy, this is an amazing book, and you do amazing things.
Well, God does amazing things. I get to be a part of his story.
Now, you just don't look like, you know, we always say you don't look like the type.
Yeah.
You just don't look like the type that would be doing this. But first tell us the white umbrella idea, because the book, The White Umbrella, is
That's the name of the
unusual. There it is right there. It's and by the way, watch for the website. You'll have an opportunity to go online and get a copy. It is absolutely amazing. It is fascinating reading. Yeah. You got to read this because we don't know this is happening. You know, when I'm reading it, I'm thinking, we can drive down streets in major cities or in neighborhoods and look at the houses. You have no idea what may be going on in that classy looking house with the BMW sitting in the driveway until you read something like this. And then it kind of opens your understanding that this is going on and we don't even know it.
You're right. You're right. And that's why we wrote the book.
Wow.
We wrote the book called The White Umbrella because we wanted people to have some type of tangible symbol to help them understand what they could do to impact such a serious issue. We know that 100 girls a year are trafficked, 100,000 girls a year are trafficked in the United States alone.
You say in the book, worldwide sex trade generates $32 billion annually.
Right, it's the second largest illegal business in the world.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure you recall the former President Bush mentioning sex trading.
Yes.
And it just kind of died. I mean, you know, it's like the news media. If they don't pick up on something, it just goes away.
Yeah.
Why do we not spotlight this? Because we've done other shows in the last year about this, and so I'm trying to bring attention to it because this is epidemic.
Yes, it is, and I think the reason why it's epidemic is because it's so under the radar. We don't want to believe that it's our girls, that these are American girls, not girls that come to America from Russia or China or Mexico, but these are girls that could be your daughter, or granddaughter, your niece. These are our girls, American girls.
Mary, when you think of, and sometimes daughters do that, they get mad at their parents and they're saying, I'm just going to get out of here for a while, and they slam the door and take a walk.
Yeah. Very dangerous.
Very dangerous today because that individual, and you even have stories throughout the book, is what I enjoy in the book, is that these are stories that actually happened.
Right.
But they could be approached by the most wonderful talking, nice looking, nice smelling, and compassionate, and saying, you got a problem, don't you?
Yeah.
And she says, yes, you know, my parents, you know what, you know. Well,
but it's not always the one with the problem, isn't it? It just could be. Where does it normally happen? Any place that it's specifically?
The majority of the girls that we serve have run away from home. And some of them are running away from neglect or maybe deprivation or abuse. I mean, it could be that someone in the home is being abusive, or someone in their area.
Well, it's like Shelley's story. Her stepdad sexually abused her.
Right.
She ran away and then became a sex slave.
Yes, yes, because she's leaving in her little 11, 12-year-old mind. This horrible stuff is happening in my house. If I go somewhere else, someone will treat me the way I need to be treated. And their filter, they're thinking that's the better idea. But unfortunately, those who buy and sell our children, the people that sell our children, they're making money off of them. Shared Hope gave the statistic that a girl that a perpetrator has in his possession will make him $250,000 a year. Now, the girl's not getting that money. He is. It's big business.
They're a slave.
But there's no way to get the girl away from these men, are there?
No.
There is no way to, so...
Unless we have intervention, she runs away, or FBI or local police are able to help her escape through raids.
And then many times, as you point out in the book, it's a psychological thing.
It is.
All of a sudden, they become not only a slave to the man, their own mind creates this slave mentality.
Right.
And this one girl that you point out in the book, she thought she had found a beautiful home. The guy takes her to this beautiful bedroom and said, I'm going to take care of you.
Right.
And she's thinking, oh my goodness, did I hit it?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a group of men that bought this time with her that she don't even know.
Right.
Now she's become this nightmare.
Right.
And I mean, when you're reading it, you go, this happens? Not just once in a while.
Right. It's happening a lot. And the sad thing is that our clinical director, Tracy, has shared with me that when that happens to a girl, something just clicks in their mind that this is the way it'll always be. I'll never be able to escape. I'll never have another chance to have life. You're talking about teenage girls that have just pretty much given up hope that there's any chance for their life to be different.
Yeah.
And the other part of the reason why we wrote the book is to say, oh no, we have a God that's much bigger than anything that's happened to you, and that there is great hope, especially if we as people of faith will band together and do what we can to make a difference in this issue.
You're talking, these girls, they're not kidnapped. They go voluntarily with these men?
Well, there's different circumstances for every situation is different, but most of the time the girls are lured in. The technical term that the industry has is groomed. In other words, this guy knows exactly what to say to a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl that will make her believe that she's beautiful, loved, and that he is going to do good things for her.
Right.
And he, even though he's 30, 40 years old, says that that he's her boyfriend, and she believes it. I mean, she just is naive and falls for it. And that mindset begins to happen, and so she's not necessarily kidnapped physically sometimes, but mentally and emotionally she is kidnapped.
Now, I know with granddaughters and everything, you're always saying when they go to shopping malls by themselves and everything, you're always concerned about them. You always school them on what to look for, what to be careful about. Were these girls that you think at all told, or were they just...
I think all of us can have a bad day, especially a teenage girl, and no matter how much you've been trained, you make a mistake. I talked to a survivor a couple of months ago, and she said, I came from a great home, my mom was great, she loved me. This guy had been in the restaurant for a year just being a nice guy, and one day he said, do you want to go with me to this place of amusement area, entertainment thing? And she thought, oh, that will be fine. And from that day,
she started trusting.
Yeah, she just trusted. I mean, he built the trust.
Sure he did.
He built the trust, and then he used that trust to exploit her.
Tell us about Wellspring, the staff, and how all of that is put together.
Well, Wellspring Living, as you said, started in 2001, and it was a group of women that just cared about young women who were in desperate places and needed hope. We were the church ladies and didn't really know how to make a difference in the lives of young women that were in places that we were not really, that wasn't where we visited and had interaction. But as we began to reach out and provide a residential place of restoration for young girls ages 18 and up, realized that their core issue was childhood sexual abuse and exploitation. And as we developed a program that addressed that, saw tremendous success. And that's how we began. And we had, 5 or 6 years of working with adults only, and then through an interaction I had with the mayor of Atlanta, Shirley Franklin, came to me and she said, if people of faith don't get involved in this issue of the trafficking of our girls, the buying and selling of our girls, we have no hope. And she said, I know what you're doing for women. We need your help with girls.
Wow.
And
I had
that's how we
someone
moved.
not long ago that said around like presidential conventions, where they're having, or Super Bowls or whatever, that they move into those areas.
They do.
Because girls become very vulnerable.
Right.
And unaware of their surroundings. And that's when they're taken. And you just don't think. You think of all of the excitement and the, hoopla and everything. Even these Gasparilla things that they have in. It's that kind of atmosphere that these people prey on.
Well, I think we have to realize that it's a business. And so these businesses are this business will go to where they can get their clients. And so they take girls into these areas and they buy and sell them around this entertainment venue. It's considered entertainment. But it is a horrific business that's slavery. Yes.
Yeah, basically it's slavery.
Your comment, I love this. If everyone will just do something, we will change the world. Now that's what you did. You decided to do something because you obviously didn't need this.
Right.
But God said, this is for you.
Well, the way it came about was a lot of people, not just me. I just got to be in the place of leadership. But it was the fact that once we knew what had happened, Proverbs 24 has a verse that just wrecked me. And the verse says, once you know and once you see someone headed toward death, you are not excused. You must do something. And I feel like that now that the awareness that this is happening all across our nation, in suburbs as well as inside of cities, that we as people of faith can't just go on as if it's not happening. We have to do something. And the white umbrella talks about restoring innocence. It talks about the fact that an umbrella is something that protects you when you're in the middle of a storm. And we as believers, God has gifted us with something, whether it's driving someone to a doctor's appointment or using my business to help fund an organization to help restore girls, or teaching a class or praying. There's something that each of us has been given by God, not just for ourselves. The gifts are for the body. We open figuratively our white umbrella over an organization and over a girl. We walk alongside them so that we can see hope fulfilled, and we can make a difference. Not we, but God through us can change this situation.
Now you have to go hunting for these girls, don't you? I mean, they wouldn't be coming to you for help.
Well, our women come in voluntarily. We work with a lot of organizations that actually go into areas where this is happening and share the message of hope. And so we work in collaboration. One thing I think is hugely important to understand, there's not one organization, there's not one person that's going to solve this. It's all of us working together.
Please,
So with our adult women, they come to us voluntarily. With girls, we have to work with the state because they have custody, or parents have custody. And so we provide the services. They come to us after the state agency determines that they truly are a victim of trafficking and that we would be the best placement for them.
I like, because you'll say a judge will say to the individual, the girl standing in front of them, that was caught in trafficking. Because, we get the idea that these prostitutes that you drive by and you say, look like a prostitute, this section. They many times are the victims of this kind of thing.
They absolutely are.
And they're on the street there, and when they look at you, it's like, I'm not trying to sell you myself. I just wish I could get out of this. And so when they come before the judge, as your book says, he will say, now you got a choice. Go to jail or Wellspring.
Right. Right.
Wow, that's great.
And that's the beautiful part of what's happened in our experience is if you do the right services, you provide we provide licensed professional counselors, we provide academic teachers, we want to give them professional services. We also give them Christ, but it's not necessarily heavy duty, you know, hit them on the head with the Bible, but it's through the way we love. When you do that with excellence and God is putting His favor upon you and your relationships, then people who normally might not want to say, oh, you should go here, they do because they see that we are for them and that they need us. The government is looking to us to help answer many of the issues that's going on in our society. We just have to be ready and we have to do it with excellence.
I don't know whether, you know, parents should, I mean, if you have a child about that age, a girl, whether you should really tell her exactly what could happen and really put a kind of the fear of God in her as far as who to trust and who not to trust.
Well, we don't want people to live paranoid lives in the middle of fear all the time, but we do want people to be educated. Yeah. And so you educate your children on all other kinds of things that are safe. Don't touch the stove, don't walk in the streets, if you know, these kinds of things. So there's an appropriate way to bring up that conversation with your daughter. I think it's important that you explain to your daughter that not everybody is like your mom and dad. Not everybody is like your Christian friends. There are people that might harm you and you need to be aware. And so there's a way to say that without casting fear, but education is
They don't
important.
believe it half the time anymore. Oh, Mom, you know, it's like, you know, you don't know, that's not going to happen, da-da-da. That's a lot of the reaction.
With our children, it's real important that we develop the relationship of trust with them. And I think that many times, I know we talked, my husband and I used to laugh that, you know, he would say, you know, I'm talking to my son about so-and-so and he's not hearing me, but when he's not around, the son is repeating what his dad has said. So we don't really know. It's our responsibility to communicate with the truth, with grace and with love. And then God is the one that's going to help them be prepared. And I think the other piece of that puzzle is we have to pray for our children.
Absolutely.
We have to pray for our communities, and prayer is the greatest protection. We can't protect them from everything. God is our protector. God is the one who restores. And so we keep all that in perspective, and we as parents can make a huge impact.
That's why it's so good when your kids are leaving for the day just to stop for a moment and pray with them.
That's right.
That God will put His canopy over them and protect them. 1 out of every 4 girls is sexually abused before the age of 18.
That's correct.
Goodness
1
sake.
out of every 4. So if you see, you know, good way to get this in your mind, if you see 4 girls, 1 out of that group of 4 girls in that age group will be sexually abused.
And that's a Center for Disease Control statistic. That means those are reported cases. Unfortunately, over 80% of sexual abuse is unreported. So the numbers are probably more than that. And I think the facts that the book really tries to help the reader understand is, what does that do to a child's brain? And what we know is the earlier it happens in a child's life, the less of a foundation that brain has. In other words, there's a crack in the foundation. If you're building a house, you want that foundation to be solid. Well, our bodies are miraculously made, and it's supposed to have the right kind of foundation, and abuse is not supposed to be a part of that foundation. So when abuse happens, it really arrests the girl emotionally and mentally, so that decisions made in the future are based on the age when she was abused, unless she gets the proper help to overcome that therapeutically, emotionally, and spiritually.
You talk about the reset button, trauma and the brain's response.
Yeah.
So that's, those formative years are just
very
amazing.
Important.
Yeah. Did they make a bad choice? You know, like so many times we look at, you know, the prostitutes or whatever, and people that are arrested, they're standing before the judge. But, and we're saying, that was your choice. No.
No. You know, I think that we as a nation have made some choices that are not healthy for our children. We are a very over-sexualized culture.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And
Look at your commercials, my gracious.
Right. So, I mean, I feel like that so many of the choices that have been made by the girl were not her choice. I mean, it wasn't her choice for a 40-year-old man to decide when she was 6 years old that he would molest her for the first time. It wasn't her choice that the stepfather did this or the uncle. You know, those were not her choices. They were made for her. In fact, the statement that I share is that their innocence was stolen before they had a chance to even make a choice.
Right.
So it's not necessarily their choice as much as it is the environment that they've been placed in or the situations they've been placed in. And once that bad choice has happened, many other destructive choices follow unless intervention occurs.
You point out that stable is not always stable. They do not adjust well. So how then do you develop that that brain that has been adjusted to this life they've always had? How do you do that?
Yeah, once this happens, so much of their life becomes chaos, and so they just live in response to chaos. One of the things we've discovered is as they come into our home, we want to give them a chance to just debrief or just rest. And so during the first 30 days, we're very intentional to be individually focused and personally focused with the girls, having someone close beside them, helping them
one-on-one?
A lot of one-on-one, helping them to realize that first of all, they have a voice and they can express how they feel. And so we give them baby steps toward making choices. We also want to give them the ability to find out that there are good things that they can do for themselves. So in their schooling, we really help them with that first class, really getting a first credit and having accomplishments. Having success helps to build trust. Being focused on what's best for you and not really always lording over them. We want to be opposite of that perpetrator who's told them what to think, told them what to do. We want to give them the freedom to begin to really express themselves in an appropriate way. And so as you do that and as you consistently love them, no matter what their response is, because the girls that we serve usually come to us from jail. So they're not like hugging our necks and saying, glad you're here for me.
Thank you for rescuing me.
Yeah, thanks for the rescue. No, they want to run away like, I don't want anything to do with you. You're going to be just as bad as everybody else in my life. And the only way that you can impact her in a way that brings her to trust you is to love her no matter what. And so even if she's throwing something or yelling or whatever, you redirect her and help her think beyond what's happening. And so we look at it as a strength-based approach. In other words, my goodness, you have very great expressive abilities there. Is that getting you what you want? And then reframe it. And you keep doing that and keep doing that, and suddenly it clicks. Man, they're not, this is different. This is different. I can be different. So it's a matter of having that unconditional love toward us, just like God has for us. You know, we become believers. We believe that He is the one and only way, but we fall and we get up and we fall. God is always there, always patient, always loving, always corrective. But in that gives us the hope that life can be different because He's there always with us. He's our Emmanuel. And if we are to be His ambassadors, just as if God is there with skin on, the way Paul describes our relationship to be with people, then we respond to those who we serve in that same way.
What's the time frame that you have to work with these girls? Are there so many days, or?
Well, we believe it takes a long time to change what's happened in their lives. We, because we're under the relationship in the state, we have about 7 to 12 months with the younger girls.
That's good.
And then from there, we've developed a transition program that they can choose to be a part of. And so we want to really walk alongside her as long as we're able. One of the our little mottos is once a Wellspring girl, always a Wellspring girl, because we provide not just what we do in the program, but because we believe in relationship recovery, they know they can call us anytime. And because we engage with a lot of volunteers, each girl leaves with a mentor. that mentor is going to stay connected with her. We require that the mentor who goes through training and is assigned to a girl, that she remains with the girl at least a year, being closely connected with her. But the hook is, that really is a lifetime commitment, because the mentor, once she really engages with the girl and has the right heart, you know, she's there for her. We've seen mentors that have followed girls for years, and the girl will go back and forth, but she knows that she can call, and the mentors have been very instrumental in them maintaining stability.
And you need that because they've obviously gotten into a pattern to make bad choices.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so we're trying to redirect those patterns.
They could make a bad choice without ever checking with their mentor, and all of a sudden they're right back into the mess again. But
one of the things that's really neat is to see the girls years down the road. We just had an interview.
It's got to be a thrill.
It is exciting. Yeah. And what was interesting, I was talking with Tracy yesterday, and she was saying, you know, when this girl was in the program, she never admitted that this was true and that she hadn't thought through her decisions. And when the girl was actually talking with an outsider, she said, you know, I was naive and I wasn't thinking. Now I try to examine my surroundings. I try to know who I'm staying around so that I can always be safe. Wow. Well, at the time when she was with us, she didn't necessarily admit it, just like that child that you're trying to say, don't do this. They're not going to let you know they heard. Yeah. But they do put those things into practice, and so it's our responsibility to serve them well, give them the truth, stay beside them, love them well, and then God is the one that really establishes the work of our hands.
That camera right there is yours. Somebody may be watching.
Okay.
They just stopped here. They may be involved in this.
Sure.
Give them an opportunity to get out.
What I love to share with you is that no matter how far things have gone bad for you, no matter how many destructive choices that you have made, there is hope. One of our girls shared with me, God knew that this was going to happen to me. I'm not mad with God that it did, but He also knew He was big enough. He was big enough to overcome everything that happened to me, and I could be a better person today because of His intervention in my life. And there are people who will care for you, and I want you to have the confidence to pray out to God, because so many of the girls that we've served, they've said, I cried out to God and He heard my prayer. Amen. And they came into Wellspring, or someone came beside them that led them to hope. There is hope. Cry out to God, and then find someone that you know is safe. Tell them what's happened and walk with them. Let them walk with you. There's hope. Don't give up and don't despair.
Amen.
That's right.
Absolutely amazing. And Sharon had mentioned that, you know, warning your children or whatever, this will give you some tools to look out for. Really, it will. Well, let me just tell you something. If you are watching today, there's the website. You can go to that website and get help. So why don't you make that decision today? Because Jesus Christ is the answer to every need you may have. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Bill Malone of Christian Television Network's Plan Giving Department. Did you know that a will is one of the most important documents that you will ever sign? Yet a majority of Americans die each year with no will, and so the government receives a large percentage of their estate in taxes and fees. We can help you eliminate this loss with our free Guide to Wills and Trusts booklet. Call the number on your screen or go to our website for further information. Your long-range plans deserve special attention.
Watch Life Today, weekdays as James and Betty Robison provide real answers to real problems through compelling guests and miraculous testimonies. Witness God's love through inspiration, hope, and life. Join us in making a real difference in our world by changing countless lives and building stronger families. Don't miss Life Today with James and Betty Robison, weekdays on this station.
30 years ago, I was sitting in front of the television set in my home, and a word was spoken. that forever altered my life. And that's exactly what happens every day whenever CTN programming is going into people's homes. And that's why it's so important that as believers and as people who really want to change lives, we gather together and give of our resources so that CTN can remain on the air.
Watch now as I take you down a road that is less traveled in the field of medicine. You've seen all the doctors.